Welcome to another video from McFatter Tech Musser. If you like these videos, please click subscribe. A little something different. Routing. Yeah, we've done routing before, right? But this time we're no longer using RIP. That was one of the last videos I did. We were still using that old RIP and kick it to the curb. We don't need to use that. We use OSPF, Open Shortest Path, first. So today I'm going to demonstrate it's actually a 4 router setup, but it's a 3 router core along with an edge router. And we're going to implement OSPF on this, and we're going to be able to see how this can let everything work together and how simple it really is. So let's get rolling. I've got a document up on my screen. You can see here I put this together for our students. It rolls through step 1, 2, 3, whatever, doing our configuration of Hyper-V. Here's an illustration of what our network's going to look like. We're going to have those 4 routers, 3 core, 1 edge, a subnet connected to each one of the core routers, and then of course our connection to the internet. Of course, we're going to be using Hyper-V like we do in all our labs. We're going to have an external switch that's going to be connected to the edge router. The edge router is going to have a connection to core 1, so I need to make a private switch for that. We'll need to have a private switch to go from core 1 to core 2, from core 1 to core 3, and from core 2 to core 3. Also, subnets. Private switches for our subnet 1, 2, and 3. Now, a lot of this I've already got built, but we're going to make those 4 WAN links. We're going to create some VMs. We're going to use generation 2. We're going to turn off secure boot, but they can be gen 2. These things are going to set and run all day long using less than 800 mega RAM. So this is something you can easily build in your home lab. Running through your different settings. 2 gig for the hard drives. That's it. And that's more than it needs. Maximum RAM, 1 gig. Never use it. We're going to roll right through these different settings, and as you can see that once it comes time we boot it up, we're going to log in using VyOS username and password. We're going to run install space image. We're going to accept all the default settings where it asks us yes or no. We're going to say yes. Let's get rolling. Wasting time here, right? Okay, so the first thing that I need to do is I need to make some switches. So I'm going to use this same naming convention. Edge 1 to core 1, core 1 to core 2, core 2 to core 3, core 1 to core 3. So I'm going to go into my virtual switch manager, and the first thing I'm going to do is private, and I'm going to move this over here so we can see the same settings right here. I'm going to do create virtual switch, and I'm going to simply name it edge 1-core 1. Helps if I spell it correctly. Edge 1 core 1. New virtual private switch. We'll call it core 1-core 2. In fact, I'm going to copy that. See? I'm going to make let's see, it's already there. New virtual switch, private, create virtual switch. I'll paste in. I went and overwrote it. Okay, well, I can type quick enough. Core 1-core 3. And new virtual switch, private. And we're going to call it core 2-core 3. You can see all the changes that I've made in bright blue. Apply. And there's my new virtual switches made. You can also see I already have sub 1, sub 2, sub 3. I've got everything I need to make my connection. I've also got my external switch right here. I can click OK on my virtual switch manager. I'm ready to build some VMs. I'm going to move this over to the side a little bit, give us some more room. We can collapse this down in here. We don't need all that there. So, new. Oh, not create, not click. Gotta look where I'm clicking here. New virtual machine. Next, we're going to name it simply Edge 1. In fact, I'll name it Edge 1 router. Right? Click enter. Generation 2, remember that's the only setting you can't change later on. 1024 is all we need. We're going to connect it to my external. Just press the letter E, picks it. Create a virtual hard disk. We'll let it create that, but I only want it to be 2 gigabits in size. enter. We're going to install from an image. I've already downloaded my image. You can see I was doing a lab early yesterday with our server students. We were building Windows Server, so I go ISOs. There's my VyOS folder, and this is my more recent copy, the nightly build. We'll open, next, finish. VM's built. Not done yet though. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to set my maximum RAM to 1024. I'm going to uncheck my use automatic checkpoints. Don't need it. As you can see, that's basically all we do. However, what else do I need to do? Routers aren't good with one interface, right? Gotta have two, at least two. So add hardware, network adapter, add, and I'm going to connect that from Edge 1 to Core 1. So now I've got my external switch for the internet. Now I'm going to have my link to Core 1. Click OK. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to make my other three, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Actually, you know what? Let's do the second one so that you can see this happen. And this is going to be Core 1 to Core 2 router. Generation 2, 1024, and I'm going to do Edge. This is my from Edge to Core 1. I need a connection to that, right? I need a connection to my Core 1. So enter, change my hard drive size to 2, enter, install from a image. Pick that most recent one. There's my Core 2 router. I'll go to settings. I'm going to add my other connections. I'm going to add, I got from Edge to the Core 1, but I need to go from Core 1 to Core 2. Actually, I should just name this Core 1 router, right? You know what? We're going to take care of that. I need to add another one, network adapter, from Core 1 to Core 3. There's my three connections. Edge to Core 1, Core 1 to Core 2, Core 1 to Core 3. But I also need subnet. So add, and where's my subnet 3? VyOS sub 3, there we are. I'll turn off automatic checkpoints, and I'm going to set my maximum RAM to 1024. So there you can get an idea how you configure these. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't turn off secure boot. Need to do that on the other one too. Disable secure boot, set your maximum RAM, don't let it use, it's never going to use it. Add your network adapters, turn off use automatic checkpoints, and you're good to go. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to rename the hard drive just Core 1 router, and then I'm going to be right back. Okay, and we're back. So what I did was while I paused the video, I went ahead and I renamed my VMs VyOS Edge 1 router, VyOS Core 1, and so on and so forth. And I went ahead and I built my Core 1, Core 2, Core 3, and my Edge routers were ready to go. So I'm going to double click on Edge 1 here. And bring that over here. And we're going to go ahead and get started on it. And we're up and going. We're booting off the ISO, remember. We need to install this so that we have our binaries installed to the disk. Should just take a few moments for it to come up here. Doesn't take too long to boot this up. Should be up in just a few more moments. There we are. We're going to log in with VyOS, and we're just going to go ahead and install image. Press enter. Do we want to do it? Yes, we want to install this to permanent storage. Yes. What we name it, you can give it any name. I'm just going to accept the default. What's the password we're using? We're using the default. Were you going to use KVM? Yes. Enter. Which one should be used for installation? SDA, that's our disk. It's going to delete it all. Yep, go ahead. Use all the free space. Yes, go ahead. Setting the partition table, adding grub, doing all the good things. So we've got the boot, and it should be done here in just a moment. And it says image is installed successfully. Please reboot now. How do you reboot? Well, you just simply type reboot. Do you really want to do this? Yes, we do. And away we go. While that's going on, I'm just going to let that start up. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on my Core 1. It's over here. We're going to bring that over here. I'm going to get my Core 2 going. Get my Core 3 running. Work on all these things, right? Edge 1's just about rebooted. There's my Core 1. VyOS. Install image. Yes, enter, 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 yes, yes. Away we go. Rinse and repeat. And I'm going to go to Core 2. There's Core 2. Where's Core 3? There's Core 3. I'm going to move this over here. Move this one over here. Now we got them all nice and orderly. VyOS. Rinse and repeat. Install image. Enter. Yes. Enter, 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 enter. Yes, yes. Let it do it. While that's still happening, reboot. Enter. While that's going on, VyOS. Again. Install image. Yes, enter, 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 enter. Yes, yes. Let it roll. There's Core 1. Here's Core 2. Says reboot now. Reboot. Yes, I do. Let it roll. Installed. Reboot. Yes, I do. Just keep rolling through this. Now, if one of these reboots and you end up with a black screen like this, it's some kind of graphics glitch in here. We've seen these in these desktop computers all the time. Simply close it. Remember, this is Core 2. And I'll go back to Hyper-V Manager, open it back up, and right there it is. We're up and running. We're ready to roll. We're ready to do this. Come on, let's set this up. Some of this stuff I might skip over a little bit because otherwise this is going to turn into an hour-long video, and I don't think you want to sit here and watch me all that time type commands. I'm going to log in. One thing I can do, I can come up here to media to the DVD drive and eject that. I can eject that from each one of these because we're running off of the hard disk now, right? We no longer need that ISO. Back over here, we say, this is real important. We need to identify the adapters here because this is a Linux build, so it's going to be ETH 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. We need to identify the MAC address that's associated with that, and that tells us that association in there, but it doesn't tell us how it's configured in Hyper-V. As you can see in my documentation here, I've created a table. And in fact, for our students, we give them a worksheet at the end of this that's blank where they can write in all this. Now, I've already done all the work. There's all the IPs and such that we're going to use. I need now these MAC addresses. This is from a previous example. That's not going to work here. The IPs I might have the same arrangement. I got to verify all this stuff. So, how do I tell? Well, I can type in sh tab autocomplete for the word show, int tab autocomplete for interfaces, or I can just type sh space int. It works either way. Sh tab int interfaces, show interfaces. Or I can just do sh space int. It tells us right there, ETH0, what's the MAC address? Well, I'm going to change that here because this is different, right? Now, this is in my Adobe Reader. I can't change that. Well, maybe I can. No, I can't. I'm not in edit mode. Let me bring up the document. Where are we at? There we are. Okay. Okay, here's the actual document that I was working with. So I can see my ETH0, that ends with MAC address 30. ETH1 ends with 31. Okay, I'm doing good so far. I'm going to go to core router 1, log in, run the same command, shint, and now I can see ETH0, it's 32. And then what do we got? 33, 34, 35, right? See where this is going? You have to document this stuff. If you don't document it, you will make mistakes. I've seen it time and time again. So now we're here on router 2, ETH0, and we want this to be, let's see, that's going to be 36, 37, and 38. Can you guess what's going to be on my other router? Well, I bet it's going to be 39, but what comes after 39 in hexadecimal? Do you know? You should know it right off the top of your head. Nope, I'm already logged in. SHINT. Yeah, remember 10 is the letter A. 11 is B, 12 is C, and so on. So 39, 3A, and 3B. Okay, so now I've got my interfaces and I've got my MAC addresses, but I've got my IPs, but I need to make sure that this stuff's going to match. So I'm going to go back to Hyper-V Manager. In Hyper-V Manager, I'm going to select the core and I'm going to come down here to networking. And I'm going to just double click there so I can see this. Okay, so up here I've got 30. And yes, that is connected to my external. I'm good there. ETH1, that's got to be my core 1 core, or edge 1 core 1. Okay, let's go to core 1. Okay, 32. There's 32 right here. And it's edge 1 core 1. I'm good. 33 core 1 core 2. Perfect. 34 core 1 core 3. And then 35 is my subnet 1. We're on a roll. Core 2. Core 2, we've got 36 is my core 1 to core 2. We're golden. 37 is core 2 to core 3. And 38 is my subnet 1. I'm loving this. Core 3. Core 3, we've got 39. 39 is core 1 to core 3. 3A is core 2 to core 3. And, of course, my 3B, what I'm left with, is my subnet 2. It worked out. You got to write this stuff down. You have to document everything. It's one of the core principles, right? Okay, we're already 19 minutes into this lab and I haven't done anything. Let's get rolling. You can see I've got all these different instructions that we're going to do. First thing we got to do is set interfaces. So I'm going to do this on my edge 1. I'm going to roll you through all these instructions on edge 1, and then I'm going to do some of this stuff while we're paused, so you don't have to sit here and watch me type endlessly, right? Let's go. Let's get back over to edge 1. Here's my edge 1 router. First thing I need to do is right now, that $sign that you see on your screen, that's just a view to be able to see things. I need to get in configure mode. I can type out the word configure if I want. I can type CONF and autocomplete it, or I can just type CONF. That's all I got to type, conf. And that puts me at a pound symbol, hash pound. That's configure, that's edit, and it says it right there, edit. Let's go. set. Whoops, wrong screen. Get back over here. Come here. Okay, there we go. Let's get back over. Set INT autocomplete ETH for Ethernet autocomplete ETH 0 AD address autocomplete DHCP enter. Done. Up arrow one time, get rid of DHCP in the word address, type DESC for description, in quotes external, close quote. Up arrow twice, get rid of ETH0, replace it with 1, address, and my address is 10.10.10.10.0/31. Enter. Oop, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Oh, I typed in some extra stuff there, didn't I? There. 0. Typed an extra 10. A little bit long for IPv4, right? And then we'll set a description. And that will be edge 1 to core 1. Close the quote. I've added these settings, but I haven't done anything. I need to commit those settings to the running config. Commit, enter. But I want it saved to my startup config. So now I'm going to type the word save. If I exit back out and I do the same show INT, now I can see my ETHs, I can see my IP addresses, I can see my MAC addresses, and I can see my description of what my connection is. I've configured this. Can't do anything with it yet. Let's set the NAT that we need to be able to transition for those packets of data coming in and out, right? Got to do something with those frames. CONF. Set NAT source rule 100. Every rule's got to have a unique number. I just picked 100 to start. Set NAT source rule 100 description outbound NAT. Up arrow. Get rid of back to description and change it with OUT for outbound interface, and that outbound interface is ETH0. And I forgot, with the 1.4 or 1.5 version, you now have to add the word name in front of the interface. I keep forgetting that. I've been typing this so many times and I keep forgetting it. And then we up arrow again. Where's the traffic coming from? The source address. And that source address is not the specific network, but we're going to point to anywhere that traffic could come from, because I'm consolidating. The interface is 10.10.10.0/31. 10.10.10.0/29 is any of those connections. Up one more time, and now translate address masquerade. How are we going to handle that NAT traffic? We're going to enable OSPF on here. You know what? Good principle. I typed my commands. I'm going to do commit and save. That's set. Now let's enable OSPF, and then I'm also going to enable DNS name resolution. So set protocols OSPF area 0. This is all going to be one area 0. Network, and the network is 10.10.10.0/29. That's all those consolidated links. We're going to set our default information. And that's going to be originate always. We only do this on this one. And then we also want to set parameters. And that is the router ID. And this one's going to be 10.1.1.1. And you know what? That's one thing I forgot. I didn't set the loop back when I was configuring my IPs. I skipped over that one line. So you know what? Might as well do it right now. Set interfaces loopback LO address 10.1.1.1, enter. And here again, what did I do wrong there? Set interfaces loopback LO address. Oh, that's what I did. /32. Now I can set our name server information. Set system name server, and you're going to use your DNS. I'm going to use our DNS that we've got here. Yep, 3. Double check in, commit, and save. Now, if I exit back out of the config mode and I do that show IP, show INT, seeing the same information, but you can see I added the loop back there. If I do a show IP OSPF route, what do I see? I got nothing. I can see my configured, right? But nobody else is broadcasting OSPF yet. So I don't really show anything. If I do a show IP route, now I can see the default route out. I can see my local loopback. I can see what I configured so far. Not much, right? But this is working. I'm going to go over to router, the Core 1 router, and I'm going to configure it. And then I'm going to, as I complete that, I'm going to bring the video back on and show you it learning the OSPF information. So let me do some typing and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been a few minutes and I'm working on Core 1, and as you can see, I've got my IPs configured on the interfaces. At the top of the screen you can see where I set the loopback address. I did my OSPF, and I want you to notice that my subnets are going to be on the 172.16.0/24 or 1.0/24, 2.0, but I can consolidate that. So my OSPF Area 0 network is not only the 10.10.10.0/29 for my interconnecting links, but I also set an Area 0 for network 172.16.0.0/22. Lets me consolidate everything. I set my NAT rules, and you can see I did a couple misspellings, but that's fine. Here again, my NAT rule I can consolidate. So source address 172.16.0.0.22. Okay, I'm down here. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to set my name server, system name server, and 10.252.128.2. 3. We're going to commit, and we're going to save. I'm going to exit out of here, and I'm going to do a show IP route. I can see, look, I can already see other stuff, right? What else do I see? Show IP OSPF route. Learning information. Let's go back over here, and I'm going to go back to here. Still, it's taking times, right? It's not instantaneous. Show IP route. Going to learn some information. It's going to see this. It's going to happen. Right there, routing table 10.1.1.1.1. Okay, that's my core. Let's take a look at show IP route. We see our way out, right? We got to go to the edge. We got to go out that way to get out. I can see my local loopback. I see my 10.10.0.0. That's my link to my core. I see my link to my other ones. I see the subnet. There's different other ways we can view information. Maybe I want to see information about OSPF. I can just do a tab and it shows me, hey, what are the other things that I can, let's do interface. Gives me all that information. Look at everything that it's showing me. Neighbor, route, database, border routers. A lot of information you can see here. It's not going to show us a whole lot yet because we haven't connected 2 and 4 or 2 and 3, right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to configure Core 2 and Core 3. I'm going to pause the video while I do that. When I come back, you're going to see everything all connected together. I know this is getting to be a long video. That's why I want to pause this. Going to do the work. You're going to get to see the reward. Okay, so I've finished up my Core 2 configuration, my Core 3 configuration, and if you look over here on Core 2, you can see it learned about the other routes. I can get out to the internet. I can ping Google DNS. Let's see if I can do that over here. Let's see, ping 8.8.8.8. Network unavailable. Whoa, did I do something wrong? Let's see here. 10. Let's see if I can reach the innermost portion. Network unavailable. I may have typed something wrong here. Let's see. 10.10.10. About 3. I can get to that. Oh, now I can find it. Learned. It's learning. It's seeing those OSPF broadcasts. So let's do an SHIP route. It sees its local. It sees a default route out now. It sees my subnet 1. It sees my subnet 2. It sees my subnet 3. Let's see if that ping to Google works yet. Now it works. Let's see if I set my name resolution. Let's do Microsoft.com. And my name resolution's working. So from Core 3, I can get to the internet. If I do a trace route to, let's do one of the root servers, 225. It's working. Remember, basic network troubleshooting, if you see routers that don't respond like we see there, it just means that the routers may have ICMP turned off, right? But I can ping 4.2.2.5 or 4 or 5 or whatever. There we go. That's how it works. Oh, but wait a minute. I can see that if I look here, remember my setup all the way up here where I did my table. So from Core 3, it's pinging, its first hop was from ETH0 at 10.10.10.5 on Core 3 to 10.10.10.4, which is on Core 1. So directly from there to Core 1, right? What happens if that interface goes down? What happens if the Core 1, Core 3 link drops? Let's find out. Core 1, Core 3. Not connected. Whoa! I can still ping. How's that possible? Let's do that trace route again. Just that quick. Look, it says, hey, that link's down. Oh, but I can go out my other interface from Core 3 to Core 2 and Core 2 to Core 1 and out to the edge and to the internet. Just that quickly it responded and was self-healing. That's the beauty of OSPF. If I come back over to my Core 1 and I reset that back to be connected to Core 3, let's rerun that trace. still has the connection to 6. Remember, the tables don't update instantly. It's not instant, but it'll happen. If I do that ping, yep, hey, I'm still connected. Let's do rerun the trace route. Now it learned it, it picked it up and said, hey, there's a more efficient way. I don't have to go to core 2 to get to core 1. I can go directly to core 1. That's the beauty of OSPF. So that's what I wanted to demonstrate in this lab, how we can easily use a product like VyOS. It's a great environment to work with. You can do almost anything with this. I love the product. Support them. Play around with it. 4 router setup, 3 cores, all with subnets, out to the edge, out to the internet, self-healing. I hope you loved this lab. If you want more information, we're here. As I always say, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next lab or lesson. Take care, everybody.